Mr. Tyrese Halliburton, please step into my office, sir. Because you played like straight dog shit tonight. And I tried to tell y'all niggas that Tyrese Halliburton ain't no fucking Steve Nash. He ain't no Rondo. He ain't no Chris Paul. That man is Tyrese Halliburton. Before we put that man in those type of conversations of being one of the best point guards, pure point guards, and all this extra blasphemy shit that y'all was saying, look at his stats. He too inconsistent for it. 4 points. 4 points is all he can give us. Y'all can't even name a signature playoff game from Tyrese Halliburton for him to even be in these type of conversations, bro. And y'all were talking about some when I said he's Tony Parker, and I said Tyrese Halliburton at his very apex of apex is Tony Parker, and that's at Tyrese Halliburton at his apex. And if you take and y'all try to tell me Tony Parker, mate, I would love to be him, 5 rings and all this. Listen, I would have 5 rings too if I played with the greatest power forward of all time, arguably a top 5 player of all time. If you take Tony Parker off the Spurs and put him anywhere else, he don't even get love. And when the best point guards come up, he don't even get mentioned. And that's what I was saying like that. I'm not talking about his rings. I'm talking about the actual production of his play style, of who he play like. If you put Tony Parker on any other team, he would look like he would look like Tyrese Halliburton. That's who he would look like. The games are similar. Tyrese Halliburton can't be nobody off the fucking dribble. You need to get your bag up. That damn weak ass side to side like you playing 2K and shit ain't working, man. Ain't working. You play like dog shit tonight. Cleveland Cavaliers, they showed you. When we have full strength, we feel like we are a better team than the Indiana Pacers. I'm not saying that they is, but this is what the Cleveland Cavaliers felt like, and they came out and played like it. When they got Darius Garland, when they got DeAndre Hunter, when they got Evan Mobley on the floor, and not just Jared Allen and Donovan Mitchell, even though Donovan Mitchell had back-to-back spectacular games, they feel like there's a better team. They feel like there's a more complete team than the Indiana Pacers. And they showed it tonight while putting belt to ass on y'all home court tonight. Donovan Mitchell, he's been nothing short of sensational, man. These whole playoffs, he's been straight excellent. Superstar on the rise. I don't like throwing out the word superstar because it ain't too many superstars in the league. When it comes to superstars in NBA, it's only 4 or 5 of them, if that. When we talk about superstar, people, they just like to put anybody. Just because you're the best player on your team and you're a playoff team, that don't make you a superstar. Jalen Brunson is not a superstar. Donovan Mitchell is not a superstar. Tyrese Halliburton is not a superstar. Superstars is like Giannis, LeBron, Steph, Jokic, KD. Those are superstars. Everybody else is just Luka's a superstar. Other guys are trying to scratching that surface of becoming one, on the cusp of becoming one, like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, like Jason Tatum, like Anthony Edwards, like a Jalen Brunson. Those are guys who are becoming superstars. They not superstars. I don't like using that word, but Donovan Mitchell, he been playing like a superstar nonetheless. Back-to-back 40-point games, man. Getting the job done. They can't do nothing out there with Donovan Mitchell right now. Every defender that he done seen, it been food. Straight food. Back-to-back 40s. I'm talking about back-to-back 40 plus. He had 43 tonight and he had damn near 50 in game 2. They can't do nothing with Donovan Mitchell. Now that he got help, help is on the way. Now that he got help, hey, the series might look a little different now. I still think this series is going 7 games. I'm expecting, hopefully Tyrese Halliburton can give us a bounce back. And I'm not talking about one of those 19-point performances, 18-point performances. Give me a 30 ball, man. This is the playoffs, man. We need our best players to step up. And I understand that you got other guys like Miles Turner. If we being honest, Miles Turner has been the best player for Indiana Pacers in this second round so far against the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm just being honest. Because these first 3 games, he's been the only one that been a consistent option. And even the first 2 games, when it was, when they was down and things like that, the Cleveland Cavaliers, they really can be up 3-0 if we want to be honest. They let 2 games slip away from them. They dropped 2 at home, especially game 2, where they had the game 1 and lost the last 30 seconds. The last 30 seconds. A team was able to score 8 field goals and you scored 0. That was a straight fumble. Game 3, y'all came back. But Miles Turner has been consistent throughout these whole second round, these first 3 games for the Indiana Pacers. Even though he went down with an injury, so his points total not going to look as good, but he's been consistent. He still gave you 14 points. Even in this game, when nobody had it going, Tyrese Halliburton didn't have it going. Pascal, he didn't have it going. Nembhard didn't have it going. Neesmith didn't have it going. Miles Turner was who they was leaning on to rely on to provide them offense, and he was coming through. Hey, but that's really all this video was about, man. Because game 2, really this series ain't been living up to the hype except for game 3. This series ain't been living up to the hype except for game 2. Cause they came down to the wire. The Cleveland Cavaliers, they blew it, but the other these games that the both teams that won game 1, the Indiana Pacers kind of ran off with the game. Game 3, there was an ass whooping from start to finish. You got contributions from Max Strus, DeAndre Hunter. He like I said, he came back from injury, gave them good production off the bench. Evan Mobley, he showed you why he was the defensive player of the year. Him coming back into this game. Even the limited minutes that Darius Garland plays, you saw his impact was felt in the minutes he did play when he was on the court, giving him another ball handler to take some relieve some of that stress off Donovan Mitchell, where he don't have to do everything on the ball, where he don't have to do all the playmaking. He don't have to break down the defense every time down the court. Darius Garland provide that type of outlet for Donovan Mitchell to let Donovan Mitchell be that, relentless scorer that he is. Jared Allen, he played well tonight as well. He was on the glass, gave him a good double-double. That's what you were looking from the Cleveland Cavaliers, and that's what they were missing in game 2. Those other contributing factors, other contributor key pieces that they were missing in game 2. Now with those guys back and those guys, getting acclimated, because you still seeing, a little bit of rush from Evan Mobley and Darius Garland. Like I said, he was in foul trouble. Really from the tip, he had four fouls in the second quarter, and so he was in foul trouble. Didn't really have that many minutes, but he was still effective in the minutes he did play. But it's gonna be an interesting series now moving forward, because with those guys coming back, this is something that the Indiana Pacers team hasn't been able to deal with, or they haven't seen yet in this series. With them, the Cleveland Cavaliers, them being in full strength. Like I said, Darius Garland is a dynamic playmaker, a dynamic scorer, who's somebody who can give you a double-double on night in, night out of basis. Somebody who can give you 19, 18, or 20 points a night, if so more. Somebody who can create offense for the role guys. Somebody who can get them open looks. Somebody who can take pressure off Donovan Mitchell. Things like that, where he not just have to put his foot on the gas and go full throttle from the first quarter all the way to the fourth, where he's worn out and things like that. And hey, man, but yeah, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'm gonna see y'all after game 4, man.